And we will stop the front end. Hopefully we'll get a different result or get more information out of this at least. Even if it doesn't work. Gotta log in. It does say, oh, wait, what? Well, it says I'm offline, so I gotta go look, see if I'm actually online, because obviously it's not gonna work. All right, well. All right, I guess we're good. We are in fact live, even though this, my little thing here doesn't know what it's talking about. So we're gonna go here. Still not loading, still getting weird response. It is different, more request failed, status code 500. So it added some logging. I don't think this one, does that do anything? Yeah. This says internal server error, whatever that's going to be. Adding a bunch of logs. It's kind of funny. I see exactly what the issue is, it says. And it says, and it adds a bunch of logging. You know, that didn't fix anything. It just added logging. So again, the point of this is to be able to update my metadata on my YouTube application, YouTube stream, while it's running to a non-branded variant. So basically, superseding the Restream branding. I think it'll actually be good because it'll do more than the Restream one does anyway. Like setting tags. In theory, that's like the key element, right? Being able to set tags. Doing a thumbnail is good too, but being able to set tags, doing the thumbnail, setting the description and the title. It already does title and description in the thumbnail, but it doesn't do tags. And I like being able to put in tags. So if it'll let me do that, that would be great. Um, while you check that, let me also wait. What am I looking for? Incompatible parameters. So oh, this is some stuff. You need to see that that was happening. Here are some log messages. If anyone's interested in this thing when it's done, I give it to you free. I mean, it's mostly vibe coded. I mean, I'm going through and tweaking it and making things work, but a lot of it is vibe coded. And I'll keep adding and tweaking more stuff to get more out of it. But I don't ever expect that it's, to me, a lot of what can be vibe coded in a few days by its own is really just an applet. It's a tool. And I'm doing it to just try to make some of my other tasks a little easier. So I'm giving away for free if people want them. Oh, I don't care. I don't know. To me, if you can do it that quick on your with vibe coding, it's not straight vibe coding because obviously it's a lot of bugs, and I gotta work it out, solve the potential problems. By refreshing my dashboard, it says. Hey, Check it out. It loaded up all of my stuff here. So like, I don't know, can I actually save? What if I say current viewers? That's me. I've got one me viewing. This is actually kind of cool. So what happens if I edit this? So it doesn't have the thumbnail editing yet. So let's see what happens if I, uh-oh. Can I not type? Why can't I not type? That's weird. I can type. The font must be the same color as my background, though. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's right. We have to fix the font. We need to fix the font color. It currently is matching back. Yeah, we'll be able to adjust to the color scheme. Light, dark, switch. Yeah. So yeah, I don't want to have to keep highlighting. I don't want to have to type. There we go. They made an adjustment because it's just in CSS, which makes it quick and simple. You can actually update it right into the thing. All right, so fine, but it didn't fix one thing. Let's see if it's working on it. Did it fix? It did swap. All right, it did fix, and then it unfixed. I don't know what that was all about. Is it done? It hasn't said it's done. It's still making tweaks, apparently. Right now it looks fine in all white, but kind of have to wait because it keeps changing. I keep thinking, hey, it's partially working, and then it's partially not working, and then it's partially working. So as you can see, AI is quite capable when it comes to the object models of other services. Like, it was able to help me out a lot in figuring out what the ClickUp's object models were, and also YouTube's object model and how to connect to it. So that's all excellent. Makes it easier to do things like this, little tools. But eventually I may have to go in and tweak settings and such. Now, I have to go adjust my my YouTube title because apparently I forgot the S. It says AM Game Dev, which it works, but it's not matching everything I'm telling people. So I probably should fix that. So we're gonna go building an AI startup with Claude Code live. So building an AI startup. He's actually doing a video on creating it with Claude Code. What's an AI startup? It says AM Games Dev right there. So why when I was why is it saying AM Game Dev somewhere? AM Games Dev, that's correct. It's not a thing. That's not going to be a thing. Or maybe that is a thing. That could be it. Trying to figure out why that one said. It still says AM Games Dev. AM Games Dev says it twice. So nice, it says it twice. Huh. On the other screen, it was showing no S. Boy, it's really cranking away on the old stuff. Look, it's still writing crap over here. That must have been a pretty major. Even that says AM Games Dev. I don't know where AM Games Dev is being set because that's not a thing anywhere. Everywhere it shows the right stuff. So this comes in, it pops up this dashboard. We go to basic info. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. And this takes me to somewhere totally not the same. Oh no, I guess that's. Huh. Somewhere it's AM Game Dev. There it is. Why is that? See, why is it showing AM Game Dev there? Put an S on that. Gotta be consistent, man. The only thing that was off. That's so many places you can see and set stuff, but at least it's fixed now. Okay. So we can go away from that. All right. Did I make changes? I don't even think I made any changes there. All right, so that's done. What are you doing, man? All this all this is just to try to get some more robust liking colors. And then I can edit it theoretically. I still don't have the thumbnail editor, and I think that might be part of the next phase because that doesn't seem to be a piece of this. But still, if I could edit this part, even that's something. Because just being able to add tags remotely by having my little app pop up, because it's actually kind of hard to do some stuff while a video is live. I don't even know if you can do it when you're if you have YouTube. Now I could maybe see. Let's go look. You're asking why are you doing this? Well, because I want to have it local to me when so I don't have to keep opening YouTube all the time in order to do stuff, right? That's my logic behind it anyway. Let's go here, content, and we'll go to live. Am I live? Is there a live one here? All right, so can I edit this? All right, so I can do some editing here. Go here. I don't want to have this. I'd have to delete that. I have to go here, change that to home. Where did I put that? I have two FPFM. Nope, one I want. Public. And honestly, this is too much junk. I don't want to do all this. I don't want to have to keep scrolling through this, opening it, saving. Just an app that just puts it all in one place. Just the things I care about, which are the thumbnail. And the thumbnail thing I'm doing is actually got an editor, so I can actually, well, not a real editor. It's just a cropper. I guess we'll see how this actually updates. Kind of says it did. So got rid of the restream thing. That's kind of really the whole point of this. So it probably went through and made those changes to everything I was working on. This guy. All right, so it didn't quite change that. But let's see here. Oh, I can at least change it. Let's see if I can refresh this because it's not currently accurate. So all right, there you go. There's my app. I want to add some tags. Let's see if this works. Let's go edit. We'll say let's see, YouTube. Metadata. And what else do we want to call this? We'll call it vibe. Because it is vibe coding. And we'll call it, what else do we want? Thumbnail editor? Sure. What else? Let's put in the name of my company, Active Minds Links. And let's see what happens. Let's just hit save. It says it's there. Guess the only way to know is to go back over to my YouTube app. Click on this guy. Scroll down here, hit show more. Huh. Not seeing any changes. Oh, they are there. Check it out. Cool. See how much of a pain it is to get here, though? Am I making a bigger deal out of a small thing? I don't know. I feel like this is simpler. So, will I make it available to anybody? If they want it, I can. I can compile it, give it to you, let you decide if you want to try it. But you know, it's kind of a cool tool that I'm going to use for sure. I will have to package it just so that I don't have to keep opening up Visual Studio for it. But it does give me a little way to check. Plus, I can just kind of watch how many people are viewing it. I can see what my current viewers are. I like the way it did it. It did a pretty good job of laying this out. It shows my status currently live, and you know, kind of where I'm at. Of course, I do have my little subscriber counter on my screen here, so that already shows that. But the other stuff looks pretty good. I still need to do the thumbnail part of it, which is kind of a crucial element because I don't want to have to keep going into the into YouTube to change the thumbnail. But there you go. There is my in progress editor, which seems to do pretty good for setting the title and the description. And yeah, YouTube live meta updater. All right, now that's another cool little tool of mine, and we'll hopefully be able to make something of that in time, a little bit more. Okay, now where was I? What do I want to get done? That's That's the accomplishment of the day. So what I was going to do, um, my current strategy is I have in, this is one of the UI things I just kind of been working on here. Whoa, did it change my, did they change? All right, where am I? Why is my hub showing stuff that wasn't there before? Why'd they go and change things? So, I don't know. Where is my is this it? Well, I'm not doing a 2D app. I have to click here? What is this? This is so weird. No. Well, where the heck is my project? Hello? I don't want it new. Where is my existing project? Huh. Oh.
So yeah, I'm pretty much abnormal.
Yeah, it does look like it. Which one are
The test.
Oh, the T one.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like you're pretty low, so you probably need to start taking some iron supplements or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that'll help. Okay, so um I don't know where my project is. What the heck? Uh no, not a new project. I don't. Oh, okay. So I must have somehow clicked on new project. That was weird. Okay. And then the thing is I closed it and opened it up and it was still on new project. It's like, no, that's not right. What kind of nonsense are you trying to pitch me here? Let me know. Is my mic better today? Because I think what's been going on is by default, this keeps, if I close this and open it back up, it defaults to my camera mic, which is not good. And when I'm using my better mic, my Fifine here, which actually is, historically been pretty good, I've noticed it's more clear. But let me know if I'm wrong. I could be, but somehow it's like if I close this, I think I can still use it. Yeah, it's still working. But I think when it reloads by default, it's loading up the wrong thing. So when it first loads back up. So I'll have to kind of keep an eye on it, see if it's loading the right mic. Um, but yeah, we'll see how that works. Um, right. Anyway. Okay, so we're back up. Here's what I'm trying to fix. Let's see if I can get this working here. So as last night, I was trying to get my toggle buttons to work for filtering plays in the playbook, which worked. I mean, it was doing its job, which is fine, doing what I expected to do. So you can see how this one is disabled or looks disabled. That's actually the selected one. So all of these, oh, this is, okay, that's weird because it was good last night. What just happened? Arkham. Okay. Not sure what's going on here. This is not the right format, by the way. I've been designing under the impression that I'm going with a Samsung Galaxy Fold for my base base layout. But you can see my buttons aren't working. They were working last night. Watch my video. It was working last night when I stopped. When I stopped working. It was fine, man. Something went all wonky, you know, man. Went and just dropped all my functionality. Stupid thing. What happened? What happened recently? Anything happened recently? Nothing that I'm aware of. Except that, you know what it might be? There are times when I change things, and Unity does not save your. Unity's weird. Unity does not save things the way you'd hope it would save things. So it's like my code is probably right, but there was a thing that was popping up in front, preventing me from clicking on stuff. And I have to go see if that's still the case. So I got to go in here, extend my things here. So we got to go to the Playbook panel. What are you doing over there, Copilot? Um, Available plays. Oh, here's the unit filter panel. Do I have something that's blocking this? No, I put this scroll background in the background. And so I was like something that was getting put on top. All right, well, we're going to have to plug in and see what's going on. Why are we no longer attached? Because it was attached yesterday. Nothing like coming back the next day and finding things no longer attached. What if it's all the side? Right, so guess we'll find out if things are at least clicking. Seems something along the way stopped clicking. Don't have any errors. That's good. So the loss of hold on, my wife sent me this thing. That's just fireworks. Nope, nope, nope. Don't try to suck me in here. It starts showing you all kinds of other things. You're like, nope, I already saw what I need to. I watched that video. That's just fireworks. Somebody's launching fireworks. Those are rapid fire fireworks. It sounds exactly like fireworks. No, the sound I heard the other day was one long, steady rumble. I was telling my wife about a sound I heard while I was streaming the other day. I was like sitting here, it was like, and it sounded really deep, like it was something, like somebody turned on some kind of big machine upstairs. But I don't have any big machines upstairs. It's just like something you would, and it's just like shaking the whole. It's not shaking the house, but you could just. It's deep enough that you could kind of get a sense of a rumbling, but it wasn't like music. It was boom, 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 but it was just this long, steady. Sounded loud, like I almost want to say like an earthquake, like it was just something thumping really loud. And my wife sent me one. Somebody's complaining about weird noises, and I'm like, that just sounds like a fireworks. Somebody in the background is firing fireworks off, and it's just. And then, yeah, that they're not the same sound. Anyway, hey, there's a 245 Formula One, 20% off, so it'd be a little bit cheaper for you. I wonder if that one could. I want to see that movie. And just a thought. I didn't know if you want to do that, maybe, or pickleball later. My wife's only got like 2 days off. Um, so she goes back to work in the next day or so. So anyway, back to task. If I go to 2:45 movie, I have to leave in like a half an hour. But I'd have to even see, I still have to get the tickets and do all that fun stuff. But it's a matter of see if she was interested. We'd have to kind of like pack it up and leave pretty quick. So um, my wife has also been kind of tired lately, so that's what she was doing earlier, and I had to help her out with it. And that was dealing with a um, she was wondering because she's been kind of low on energy, so she bought an iron test and she wanted me to help her do that. And according to the test, she's definitely deficient on iron, so maybe that's why she's having some energy issues. So she's gonna have to deal with that supplement or something. Um, so yeah, let's go figure out why my yeah, let's do that. I don't know why my button is not working again. I had it going last night. I was working on it. Say, all right, it's toggling, doing what it's supposed to, but now we're back to whatever it was. It's broken it. So I'm trying to look at the things that I changed. The only things I really changed yesterday were I tried to do this imaging thing. It said you could change the color, that can change its grayness. So what I was actually going to do is set up different images and have those be my they'll just be different images displayed rather than having grayness for the disabled. So we'll go to, and I don't even know how to do this. I mean, honestly, I'm going to be trying to figure out how to wash them out. Let's just see what my image skilling stuff is here. It said image skilling. I don't know. Is that a thing? Okay, so my icons that I'm using, which I actually have them in my currently used thing, is this guy, and this guy. So I'm going to open this guy up. And we open it with, want to open it with code. I don't know why this doesn't show up as one of my normal things. We'll try to do this to all of them. And it's really about trying to figure out how to make a grayed out version of this. So I don't know if maybe that's just a change the brightness or change some state of the image. So we're going to find out. So this is just my icon. We're going to go to image. I feel like it should be a pretty simple thing, but I could be totally wrong. How about hue and saturation? Colorize? Preview on image. Oh, okay. So do I desaturize it? What's the best way to do that? Turn it down. Do I want less saturation? That's probably pretty good. Like a 0 saturation. But does that actually... I mean, it's still pretty... I mean, that might be fine, right? I mean, that's... I mean, I guess what am I looking for? I mean, if they just turn black and then the colored one is bright, I would like to make it... But that's an easy fix right there. I feel like I want to fade it. Is there a way to make it faded? I mean, black is good. It'll have that same effect, kind of. But can I do something else? Like do a brightness adjustment? Like... Huh. Well, that kind of... Still is it's like it's taking a color out, but it's still... Let's see. That kind of kills the contrast on it. Huh. What is... Right. Let's go see what the world says. Because I'm not exactly sure what tool I'm thinking of I want to use. In... What do I use? Paint Shop? Paint Shop Pro. How do I fade an image? Wait, what? Mark Cuban. I think it's true. I think if you can get really good at using AI and just producing crap all the time, you could eventually, start making things that people want and just selling it. Honestly, I'm kind of torn on the best way to deal with that because sometimes if it feels too easy, it doesn't feel like it's sellable. But sometimes it comes down to, do you have an idea that people want? Maybe they don't want to do it. Maybe they don't even know how to approach it. You can kind of say, but do you really want to get in there and start messing with code? If you don't know anything about code, sometimes that could still be a problem, because AI did not build Click Up Link without me knowing how to fix everything it was doing wrong. I mean, I steered the ship because I know enough about code. But you know, so you have to be a developer. I think to be able to crank stuff out, you have to constantly have ideas and constantly be working on these things. And, you know, also keep looking at things like I'm doing, like where I don't let, where I'm working on this game, which is a day-to-day, everyday kind of thing. I'm going to keep cranking at it, try to get it done. But I'm also going to have little detours where I try to make things easier for me, and also maybe be able to pick up some. Oh wow, there's actually a skill here. To fade an image in PageShop Pro, you can use the, did I just change subjects right in the middle of what I'm talking about? It's like, ultimately, I'm just saying, make things easier for me. I can sell it, make it easier for other people too. I have another app I'm going to be working on, which actually isn't related to it, but it could be at some point in the future. We'll see. You can use the gradient fill tool or the selective focus effect. The gradient fill tool allows you to create a smooth transition between colors, which can be used to fade an image into another color or transparency. The selective focus effect allows you to blur the background and create a feathered edge, simulating a fade effect. Select the gradient fill. This is usually found in the standard toolbar. Choose a gradient. You can select a preset gradient or create one. Apply the gradient. Use the gradient. Use the selective focus effect. Open the selective focus dialog. Go to Effects, Photo Effects, select Focus. Adjust the blur. Increase the blur value to blur the background. Select the area, use the selection tool. Feather the selection in the tool, adjust the feather, delete the selected selection key to remove the selected area, leaving a faded edge. Oh, opacity. I didn't even think about that. Oh, oh, I didn't even think about that. Oops, I probably should go back and look at that again. You adjust the opacity. You can adjust the opacity of the remaining image to further control the fade. I think opacity is all I'm thinking of. I just don't know how I do it here. Opacity. I just go here and so I know there's a way. How do I adjust the opacity? That might just be the answer. I kind of like the idea of going black and white, but I also want it to not be a bold black and white because I think it'll just make it better. But I still need to figure out image. Is it opacity or opacity? I don't know. Okay. That's not. How do I, in PaintShop Pro, how do I adjust the opacity? Layer with the image by using opacity slider on the layers palette. There's an opacity slider? Oh, you know what? I might be able to adjust the opacity on the image right inside of blend opacity. Well, that's really, I really blended it away. How come I can't put it back? Oh, that has been seriously opacinized. Huh. I'm curious, can I set the opacity of the images I have? So if I go, because I'm just thinking if I could just change the opacity, I don't even have to do that. I mean, unless I want to change it black, but so let's see here. So if I go change to sprite swap, and I just say this, then I click on the image, target graphic, offense button image. And go here. They're not an opacity, transparency. Oh yeah, it's right here. Or is that just, huh? So if I do that and then go over to, oh, but, oh, hey, Kuna, how you doing? I don't have a, well, that won't work because I need it to be for specific states. Oh, I can't do that. Unless, oh, maybe if I programmatically set the opacity, transparency. uh, what's the latest, Karama? How you doing, man? So last night I got my buttons working, and then this morning they weren't working anymore. It's like, no, what happened? Did I not save something? I'm trying to figure out what it thinks I didn't do. Because it keeps giving me faded. So this is gonna have to be a sprite swap. I wonder if I certainly don't want it to go off. Sleepy. Yeah, I've been there, man. Middle for me though, that would be middle of the day if I was sleeping. And I do, gotta be honest. I do on occasion have to take a daytime nap. Usually my daytime naps are like 10 minutes long. I'll just do a 10-minute nap because just feel sleepy. So I'll go lie down for a minute, focus, relax, doze off. I doze off literally for like 2 or 3 minutes sometimes. Sometimes I'm more tired. I'll doze off for almost 10 minutes. And then I'll wake up and I'll just ask myself, did I fall asleep? If I did, which usually I did for some short amount of time, my head is fog free. I'm just clear. It's just like the fog goes away, that sleepiness where you're just like trying to like punch through it. If you go let your mind shut down and reboot, that usually goes away almost every time for me. So I might have to do it every now and then. A couple times a week, I'll just get that sleepy feeling. And I used to when I was first started working and stuff, I didn't know about power naps. I didn't know anything about them. There's times when I can remember being just sleepy. I'm like, oh, I got to go get a Coke. I got to go try to move around. I got to go try to do something. And I'd be struggling with it. And it might take all day before I was able to clear my mind, or it might take several hours. Man, what a loss of productivity, man. If I would have known about power naps, I would have learned to go out to my car, crash for short periods of time, 10 minutes, whatever, 15 minutes, come back, clear head, I'm off and running. I can just do what I got to do. It's like, I feel good. By burning those 10 or 15 minute focus times, man, I wish I would have known about them. Because I can remember so many times where I'd be wasting hours just not being able to stay on task because it was just, I was just too sleepy for staying up too late or whatever excuse or reason I had. But drinking my Mountain Dews, and I mean, I still do energy drinks. I've always liked, but I don't drink Mountain Dew, it's too much sugar, but it's too sweet. It's not that I'm avoiding the sugar. I just don't like that really super sweet taste that pop is anymore. One year, I don't know how many years ago it was. I want to say maybe 8 years, maybe. I gave up pop or sweets for Lent. And when Lent was over, 5 in the afternoon is getting later. You're starting to get to that point where sleepy's okay. Wow, you slept long, man. That's a long day, though. If you just got up and you're sleepy, well, you're probably just shaking off your sleepy. You know, one of the things that I have found, sometimes I'm sleepy if I sleep too much. It's like if for some reason I manage to get past 8 hours of sleep, like 8.5, 9 hours, I am groggy for like 2 hours afterwards. It's like my brain like went past the sweet spot. The sweet spot for me is about 8 hours. And I'll like hit this point and I'm like bump right into it. And then my body goes, let's sleep another hour. And then I was like, oops, I overshot. I'm zonked. Yeah, man, ask away. And maybe I'll even answer. Uh, yeah, let's, I'm going to try to go with a black and white image. I think I am going to try to turn these into black and white. And then I'll fade them. And that'll get me, I think that'll get me what I want. I'll try to see if I could set the opacity. Because, let's go see what this looks like. Probably won't do anything now. Because I have none here. So it's probably going to show nothing when it's selected. It's not great. Don't destroy unload. All right, so if I click here. So we are getting in here. That's good. We are going here. That's good too. So we are set. Now the question is my clicking setting? So now I have no change. No clicking. So something, I lost my clicking. So whatever happened to whatever I fixed yesterday got lost. Okay. But I don't like the disabled look of the wrong color. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back. Did you ask the question? You didn't ask the question. You asked if you could ask a question. And only because, you know, I feel like we've chatted a bit and I feel like your question might not be too bad of a bad thing to answer. Because there are people who ask you things. They ask you if they want to ask a question and then they ask something you're like, But I think you're probably good. So currently, we're going to call this an LB. We're going to open up another one. Okay. Why can't I drag and drop? Why can't I do anything with these images? What the heck is the deal? Something went wonky with that screen. So we're going to go here. These. There we go. Look now. And then I have to put my kicker over here. So I'm hoping it doesn't look good. So the general rule with crowdfunding, when you do like Indiegogo or Kickstarter, you need to get about 90% of your campaign day one. If you don't, you're probably not going to get you're not going to hit it. And interesting. That's actually pretty good. I might actually like that. That's pretty bright, but I do kind of like the contrast. Um, that's really bright too. I don't know if that's going to look any better. I'm trying to figure out which one was it. I forgot which one I used. The channel mixer? Oh, yeah, that must be it. All right. Good enough. We'll go save as. EW. We got to go over here to the linebacker. Nope, the quarterback. And then we're going to go adjust. Color channel mixer. Okay. Okay. Why not? Did I lose you, man? You were there a moment ago. All right, let's go see if I can go into my app now. And we're going to go to, I guess, assets, images. Where did I put that? Materials. Where are those? Resources? Nope. Saritas, settings, scripts. I know these guys are somewhere. Not under animations. Prefabs, models, editor. Just under general assets. Where'd you go? Bright sheets, sprites, sprites. Okay, I know this is somewhere. Textures. Aha! Textures. That was way more work than it should have been, just finding that. But let's go ahead and put these guys and drag them in here. And same thing, I need to go over, let's see, what is this guy? He is a 2D and UI, 2D single, okay. 2D and UI, 2D and single. PD UI. 256. 248. Well, I made that too big. Made that to 256. Okay, so that one looks kind of weird. I may have to go work on that one again. That one did not create in the same way. A lot blacker. CD and UI. And single. I feel like that's going to be too dark. So let's go see if I can edit this one still. So here, adjust, color mixer. One darker? It looks darker. Or lighter. Guess we'll find out when I... Yeah, I think that's lighter. Let's try it. Yeah, that's better. It matches. It's more in tone. I got it right. So we'll delete this one. Click 2D and UI and single and 256 and apply. Okay, better. So now I can go over to my offense and we're going to put this guy in as my disabled sprite. We're going to put this one in as my selected sprite. Oh, wait. Did I pick the wrong one? Oh, shoot. Pick the wrong one. Okay, so wait a minute. We're going to put the selected one here. The disabled one. Wait, no. Disabled one has to be this one. Right? Because if it's disabled, it needs to be bright. Because it becomes disabled. It becomes disabled when we select it, because the other ones become enabled, so you can click on them. But they're not selected. I don't have a highlighted. Where do I put the question is, which one do I put on when they are not? So by default, they're gray? I don't know. Let's stop this thing for one thing. Not going to work. Okay. All right, let's try that again. So disabled is this. And right? What was that? But what is enabled? Which would be selected? Is that what they're saying? All right, let's just put that in. All right, let's just see what happens when I do this. I'll just put those two in. Test that one, the offensive button. So the first thing it should look like is it should be bright. It shouldn't be disabled. If I click on this guy, and we'll go through all this nonsense. All right, it is bright. Okay, so that's good. Seeing as my clicks aren't working though, I'm gonna have a hard time verifying this. I need those two guys. Let's go ahead and hit stop. We're going to go down to the defense button. And they're enabled. So when they are disabled, they're going to be this color. And when they're disabled, which I imagine means they're selected, we're going to go with that. I don't know what that means, but I don't feel like that's right. But disabled is this color, and the other color is this one. So if I put them the same way, oops, I put the special teams one in, dang it. Go here. This one. Highlighted and pressed. No. What does that do? Show navigation flows. I don't know what that does. One click. List is empty. I don't know what this is either. Sometimes I'm working through Unity and I'm like, okay, what am I up against here? No change. So whatever that did, nothing happened. All right, I can't expect these to work unless I can get them to click. So why are they not clicking? That is the question of the day. Something is blocking them. They're not getting their raycast effects that they're supposed to get. They are interactable. I wonder if I need to turn off the image on these guys. Because if the image is not a raycast target, that means the button should be, right? No, nothing's happening here. Nothing is doing its job. Let me click on that. Okay. So items on the bottom. Zoom panel's not showing, so that shouldn't be a problem. And I don't think that's even. So if I hit stop and go look at this guy. Why isn't it showing me? I have to hide this. Okay. So we got the filter panel, which is way up there. Playbook setup panel. A lot less space, but they are kind of on top of my unit filter panels. I wonder if I should move this down. Maybe that's the piece I'm missing. if that does it. Ultimately, I think it's probably best if I would actually just size this so it's under the buttons rather than trying to deal with which one's on top. Probably makes no sense. So we click here. Wait. Oh, we're in the simulator. Yeah. Okay. So I think we're getting closer. Yeah, we're clicking now. Okay. So the problem was that, and I did lose some things apparently. Apparently, whatever I did in the past had it getting out of whack. So there, my defense works. That one works. I think kind of working. It's gonna load up. There we go. So we got it loading. My images aren't swapping out though, which is a bummer. All right, so if I can get my images to swap out now, then we'll be on a really good pace here. Let's stop. Save. Whatever I did sticks. Then we're going to go back here. I do think I want to adjust this. I don't want my playbook panel overlapping more than it actually needs to be. Let's make this bigger because that's going to drive me bonkers. Okay, that's where it's actually at, but playbook really doesn't need to be up there. Put it underneath my buttons so that they don't get interfered with. And that means I have to go find the same thing with, let's see, availability. Yeah, it should be a little bit better. So now there won't be any overlap with my buttons. So I don't have to worry as much about the positioning of which one's on top, because these guys won't be on top. It won't even be overlapping. Okay, so I still have to figure out why my sprites won't swap. So there's that. So, like my filter panel. Maybe AI can tell me what I'm doing wrong. So I am using the sprite swap to adjust my images based on what is selected. However, images not selected are not changing. But they're not changing even parts. So if they're disabled, Button's transition is set to sprite swap, not color tint. The target graphic is an image component, not a child, but the same game object as the button. The sprite state fields highlighted, pressed, disabled, are set with correct sprites. The button interactable property is toggled to trigger the disabled sprite. Transition not set to sprite swap. Select your button in the hierarchy. In the inspector, under the button component, as set transition to sprite swap. Yes, did that. 2. Target graphic must be the button's own image. The target graphic field should reference the image component on the same game object as the button. Target graphic field should reference the image component on the same game object as the button. Yes. If you want to swap a child image, you need a custom script. No, that's fine. Sprite state. Sprite's not set. In the sprite state section, assign the sprites for highlighted, pressed, and disabled. The normal sprite is the one set in the image component itself. Normal state. What is normal? when you set interactable equal false, the button will use the disabled sprite. When interactable equals true, the button will use the normal sprite. Okay, so that means this image needs to be the black and white image, if that logic plays out. So we're going to go there. And then we're going to go to the defense one, black and white image there. Go here, the special teams, black and white image there. So that should force them to be black and white. And then when they become disabled, they'll still be black and white. No, they'll be enabled. So that makes them the color version. Okay. Right, so wait. If they're selectable, they should be black and white because they're going to look like they're in the background. Right. Okay. So that's I don't know which one. What is the difference between the normal state and the selected right state? Unity's button component with the sprite swap transition. The difference between normal and selected sprite state is as follows. Normal sprite is the default appearance of the button when it is interactable, not hovered, not pressed, and not selected. It is set in the image component attached to it. So they're going to be normally black and white. That is what the button looks like most of the time. Selected sprite state. Selected sprite is used when the button is in a selected state, which typically means it has a keyboard-controlled focus, not mouse hover. Oh, well. All right, so that means it should probably be color in that state. So I'm going to go color here. Nope, special team here. You disappeared, Krama. I know you were gonna. Did I lose you altogether? Or did you just decide not to ask your question? I mean, it's fine. You don't have to ask me a question. I don't know if I scared you off or something. Anyway, so we got special teams disabled. Basically, we're gonna have that. All right, so we're gonna go defense, offense. We're gonna go. That one is offense, which means this one should be here. You. All right, let's see if this gets me. Let's save. Just in case it blows up again. This does crash every now and then because my computer port is kind of wonky. If I touch this cable over here, my computer will disconnect and break the world and everything goes to kapatooties. So, yeah, I said that, kapatooties. Simulator. Like my default load is kind of wonky. Hey, it's working though. It's a little bright though, huh? It needs to be like, it just seems like it's almost like it's its own thing. It is. All right, so the issue here is no longer that. Okay, so we can take these out. We are navigating, we are filtering. So I think we're good there. What I don't want, perfect. I still feel they're a little bright. I want them to be grayer, fadier. So yeah, it does look selected. It's definitely better, but not sure I wouldn't like them to be a little bit more black. I was complaining. I was thinking that they were too bright or too dark, but now I'm wondering if they need to be darker. Um, that's its home image. That's its normal cast image. Let's go click here. Can I change this and just see what it does if I move this bar down? Oh, that's perfect. I can. So if I set that like 192 and go here, go to these special teams, set it to 192. And then go up to offense, set it to 192. 192. I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna set them all again in a minute. I just want to see how this navigates. Uh-oh, I think it faded everything though. I think my main image is also faded at 192. The sprite swaps are also faded. I mean, it works, but I want this one to be the full color. Because I think if I go to defense right now, change this image to 192. Yeah. So we're not quite there. I gotta figure out, I gotta set the color and the alpha to lower, but only when it's disabled. All right, so let's stop. And I got to fix the on load so that it's coming in fixed, not broken. I will be right back. All right, so I think I'm close. The question is, can I get this image here? So they're going to start off black and white because I want them to toggle, and they'll only be, this is their default state, is off. And then when they get selected, which is actually on is when they're selectable, and therefore they're black and white because they're considered not selected. If they're selectable, they're not selected. So they're either selected or selectable. That's your options. However, I need to go in and set the color of these images also. And so we're going to do something like can I do like how can I set the alpha of an image of a selected button image? Double back and or vice versa, whatever. What can I? Oh, all right. Either way, I'm kind of going both directions. I just got to remember how to. I just got to see how to do it because I know you have to. It's probably color, but you probably have to say if it's the alpha, which is the A, because you can do red, green. It's red, green, blue, and alpha is the opacity. But the selected button to full alpha and not interactable. We don't we don't really need the first part. It's kind of like, look, the first part is if it's null, I feel like we false, false. How do we, that doesn't work. You're setting them all to false. Oh, okay. So if offense button not null, What else is it doing here? I think it's kind of, I just need to know what I'm changing, which is set all these things to gray. We'll do this first. And then set the selected button to full alpha, not interactable. So what are we doing to each button? It's almost like you have to set them all. I feel like this is a lot of extra stuff. If it's not null, if offense button is not null, we're going to go set button alpha. All right, so is that like is there supposed to be a worker app for set button alpha? Because, oh, yep, there it is. There's a missing piece here. And then we have to say this. This one's got to be. All right. Let's see if that works. Okay, so that should toggle my images now. And now I have to also figure out the standard size when objects load. But I wonder if I need to do that if I don't try to load this in advance. So basically this needs to be just disabled because the title screen needs to be enabled. Ideally, the very first thing I should do is have everything set correctly so that nothing is loaded in advance. But you notice that Marble Snap, you have to play Marble Snap, but if you do play Marble Snap, have you noticed that it's been really they call it slow to load lately? They've really been, we've got a lot of stuff going on in that. Okay, so we loaded up, right? So we've got it going, and now it looks pretty good. I think everything's bright, but I don't feel like my my alpha went down far enough. Or it's not high enough. I don't know what it's at. These guys don't look faded to me. They look the same, unset, and they all look about the same brightness. So, well, I don't know what 1F, that must be 100? One, because the floating one is really, should be really faded. All right, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. Let's see. Maybe I'm getting some things twisted here. Because if it's not null, we have, yeah, let's see. If it's, I think that's the problem. We might be looking at it backwards here. So if it's not null, it's interactable. If it's not one, I don't know. I would imagine it's, are we always hitting these? I mean, do we hit them in every case? I mean, when is it null? The thing. Like, why would it ever be null? Because it's always got a value, right? It's 1, 2, or 3. Oh no, that's okay. So these should all trigger. That's the only time they're ever going to get set to faded. That's a 0.5. That's way low. And that's a 1 is whole, like 100% visible. Okay, so if I'm correct, let's pop this out again. I have a lot of stuff running on my computer right now. I have 3 Visual Studios, and so if you're seeing choppiness, let me know. I can hear my graphics card kind of going nuts too. So this guy should become full, but offense button did trigger. So offense button is triggered. Huh. So we should be fully faded right now. The images are swapping based on the outside settings, so I don't need to worry about swapping images. But I think what I need to do is set this up so I'm based on unit filter instead. The unit, but for every scenario of unit filter, I need to, yeah, I think we both have it wrong. Me and AI are both wrong for the best outcome here. So let's try this option. Oh, we hit every one. Well, it's really not a matter of it not being able to be done this way. Like I could put the condition in here that if filter is not equal to 2, blah, and blah. And then I just end up doing if filter not equal, if filter not equal, if filter not equal, right? But I don't like having a bunch of weird things like that. I want to have it just do it all at once. And I think it would be more effective. So let's go ahead and change this. We're just going to say actually, this works as long as I set everybody all the time. The other option is to always set them in the negative state. What if I always set them at 192 by default? And then I wonder if what happens if I just send them always? Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so this isn't doing anything. It doesn't have any effect. Okay. Oh, whoops. Nope. Put it back. Glad I looked at it. That's the wrong. I'm changing my screen, man. I don't want to break anything, but I don't know why I had it at 100, but putting it back must have been a reason for it. Uh, that's the wrong page. So I got to go back to my navigation panel here. Filter navigation, go back to navigation panel, set this. We're going to set this at, we'll just say 190. No? Why? Oh, I did the whole panel. Gosh dang nabbit squits. What am I doing? Here. Oh, why is that? Oh, is this supposed to be the entirely other way? Oh, I guess that makes sense. It's supposed to be entirely the other way. Go back over here to unit filter panel. The button. Change this guy to 190. I like 190. 190 looks kind of faded. Do meaty. 50. I don't want to disappear. We'll go with 75 and call it good. It looks faded. All right, so we'll do 175. I just want to see if I can navigate these guys. Defense button. And the special teams button. Up, stop. Offense button. Defense button. Special teams button. Okay, so that'll give me what is it? 25%, a 12.5% weighted state. So then if they're already there and normal gets that state, that means when we set the interactability, do we have to set them back? Or is it a set alpha state all the time at that point? Curious. That sets them to half, but they weren't actually getting set to half. The only other option is to use the select case option. And then I go unit filter. If it's one, then I just set everybody to the correct state, which might ultimately be the easiest way to do this. I might be overcomplicating this because then I don't need it. I could just set everybody to the right state. Just always the right state if I just do it. Because if it's one, we do this. If it's two, we do this. If it's three, we do this. And then we just set we set all three buttons. Well, we put them all in, and they're all going to be either reduced or they're either going to be reduced they're not. But these are percentages. All right, let's do it this way. I like it this way better. Plus, I feel like I have more control. Let's just go like this. I don't know why. Something happened. I just lost my color here. Just out of the blue, it just says, you've had enough color for today. You've ran out of your color quotient. Hey, I wouldn't put it past it. You know, it's like, we've been showing you color now for a couple of hours. It's time for you to start watching black and white. Okay. So that means if so we know it's 1. So all we need to do is say, okay, if it's not 1, this is false. Done. If it's not 1, this is false. Oh wait, so this would be true, right? Interactable. If it's not 1, if it is 1, if it is 1, this is true. And then only problem is you got to set everybody. Oh god. Why does this one set interactable in the middle of this? We've already set everybody to their correct state. Right? If I leave this alone and everybody's in their correct state, all I need to do is do this thing. I don't have to set everybody every time on those. I have to set everybody every time on the alpha because they're all going to change because we don't know which one it was before. So if everybody goes false, though, if we automatically make everybody false, we don't have to set alphas when they're not selected. So I think that's the problem. I'm setting them to whole every time. That's why they weren't fading. We're going to go, if it is unit filter, if it's 1, that means he gets to be 1, but defense and special teams go down. And this can go away. We'll just do this. Now the only difference is this guy goes to 0.5. Defense goes to 1. Down here, he goes to 1. Went 5. There we go. I think I finally got it mapped. The only other option is I'd have to put this in all 3 spots and have this change for all of them, but I'm not totally sure on the whole not null thing. I don't know why it would ever be null. Under what circumstance do we actually get a null? It seems kind of weird, but okay. I don't think they'll ever be null because these are hard-coded settings. All right. Let's see if we're any closer to having this thing mapped out. And you might be asking, you're probably not, but maybe you are, possibly, kind of, in a way. You might be saying, how come when you click on these guys, there's no images? That's because I don't have any defense or special teams plays currently. I'll make some. But here we go, man. We did it. We got it fading and highlighting the correct one. Woohoo! So, I know it's not that big of a deal, but hey, it is something. Every little bit helps. Every little thing one can do to make the app look better, look cooler. I was watching yesterday. I've got these thoughts in my head on graphical things I want to make happen, but I want to see if there's a way. It's hard because I have to do this stuff with AI because I really have no idea how it is. And some of it I think just takes basically artistic skills, right? I mean, you can't do it unless you're an artist of some kind. But AI is not very bright. I mean, like, you say something like, I want a scroll that unrolls. So you know what AI did when I tried to do a scroll that unrolls? It turned it into a piece of paper that tears away. I'm like, well, that's not how scrolls work. So, but it did kind of give it a cool little wavy look. And I was like, I like the wavy look, but that tearaway thing is not going to cut it for me. I could probably put the wavy look in and then just put it on a recycle for the waviness, and it would just kind of like that. I'll have to see if I can get it to work. Let's see if I even have that image. I'll show you what it looks like. Let's see. Do I have it anywhere? Is it in my downloads? It was an image I got a long time ago. Well, not that long ago. Well, I thought I downloaded it. Who was I doing it with? I was doing some random site that does animation. There was one that did it free, so I was like, let's see what it can do. Oh, you know what it was? No, I don't have it because it showed me the image, but it wouldn't let me download the image because it was a lie. It was one of those free sites. It's really only free to let you look at it. For free, we'll generate it, but you got to pay to actually keep it. And I'm like, well, what good's that doing me? That's not free. That's a demo. If I wanted a demo, I would have asked for a demo. But anyway, but it had a kind of a cool little wavy look that kind of just made the page look a little more alive, which is something I would like to do. Maybe I could just take my empty scroll and then have it say the edges, have it fluttering like it's like there's wind blowing or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to give it something, some kind of a flavor, like you would actually be working in a scroll on your fantasy plays. Of course, my plays, of course, don't look fantasy, right? I mean, you're not drawing these out. I would love to make them look fantasy, but what I ended up doing is just giving them this dark kind of rustic, faded border look, but it's still you know, I could do stuff like make them look chalkier or look like a drawing, but then they become hard to read, and I was kind of concerned about that. So there'd have to be a lot of experimentation as color contrasts and how I can make the plays kind of have a fantasy-esque appearance while still giving you the full effect of actually selecting a cool play. I don't know, but for now, I think my 50% might be a little light, to be honest. I don't know if I want it that light. But I think regardless, what I might go is to like 70%. Maybe I'll try 70%, which is about 0.7. Can this even take effect while it's running? I don't know what stuff is dynamically capable. I don't think this is going to be live. I don't think you can live test this stuff. But oh, it's trying, doing something. Let me try to reload that for you, man. Hold on. Reloading. Okay, so stuff broke. Did I break it? So 0.7, 0.7. No, this could just be I broke it. Let's go see what happens. Maybe it's better. That one looks really faded though. That one looks less faded. What is the deal? Doesn't that one look less faded? That looks like more bright, and then that one looks really dark. I don't know. Something feels a little off about those guys. Maybe I have to make them selectively different because they're just different images. Because that one is pretty dark and detailed, and maybe that's why it looks that way. And then that one is more faded just to begin with. So that in itself could be an issue. Let's go see if I can see what the kicker. Probably because it has more shadow in it. That one has a lot of shadow in it. So does that one, but this one is pretty bright. So I probably have to think about darkening this up a little bit. Oh, that's going to turn it blue. White balance turns it blue. Nice. Shouldn't that be? Darken it? It is monochrome. Hmm. Even saturation? Does it need more saturation? Which one's more saturated? That one? Is one of these even saturated? I can't tell. That one does look darker, right? Or is it just my weird eyes? It could just be me, the trick of the eye. Nothing I'm doing is changing anything. I'm not seeing any darkenation. don't think any of that did anything. It just seems dark. So maybe if I don't fade the kicker as much, that might be the easiest way to do that. It's just sometimes it's easy to. So if I don't fade the special teams one as much, that would mean setting this to like 8. A little less of a fade. I'll try it one more time, but I think ultimately it's not that big of a deal, and I'm gonna call it. I think it's good, and then we'll have to like work on something else. What's my next task? I don't know. Think of something. What I really should do is get my account loading and try to get the Google Auth working. I already know Google Auth can work because I had it working in another screen. But you can see I don't have my account isn't loading up. See how bright that one is? That one just looks different. Almost like that one needs to be less or more faded. They don't look too bad right now. These two guys look pretty close. That one just looks not the same. Which of these does not belong here? Guy looks just brighter. So let's go with a little bit more fade. Drop him to a 6. And he's faded. It loads pretty fast, the app, but the compiling takes forever. Ever and ever and ever. That's closer. Less differential. I'm almost tempted to let that one go ahead and drop to a 6 or even a 5. Whatever the next thing is. Was it 7? Oh, it's 6 now. Yeah, I could probably drop it to a 5 and be really, really close. I think it's still kind of brighter than the rest. But let's leave it for now. All right, so if it becomes a thing and I'm looking at it in the future and I'm like, okay, that's still not right, I'll adjust it. But I think we're okay. Maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. Get some more plays in there, that would be good. And eventually I'll be able to do stuff like adding stuff to my playbook, but I don't. Oh look, my zoom isn't working. What's going on here? Oh, there it goes. What's happened? Okay, so there's certain things on my button here that are not triggering. I think it's because is it just the bottom half of my images? Aha, the bottom half of my images. They are being blocked or it's not acting correctly. But the top half works. Something is still not right. The whole card needs to be able to. And look at my box. Why is it chopped off at the top? My image is like chopped off. It's missing the whole box. And they're all doing that a little bit. What is going on? Go look at my all right, I think that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and stop on that note because it gives me a single task. And before I start working on other tasks, I will work on that item and I'll start back up here shortly. And another thing, what's the next thing? Who knows? We will see. Till next time, God bless.